All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day. Got the last full week of the year going on. Then next week for you guys will be normal. Nope, Christmas is next Friday morning. We'll do the normal Monday, Wednesday. I could be persuaded into a Thursday, Thanksgiving, Christmas Eve workout that requires you guys reaching out and saying, hey, I kind of wouldn't mind. But it would not be at 6 a.m. We'd do maybe the 9 a.m. or something. So the following week, right, New Year's week, again, normal Monday, Wednesday. Friday is New Year's. We'll probably do a 9 a.m. and a noon class. I'll promote the last workout of the year. We'll do something on the Thursday, New Year's Eve, and we'll do the first workout of the year on Friday, New Year's Day. But you'll hear all about that soon. Anyhow, let's get to work. Today's mindset is we're gonna do our glutes today, and that'd be your buns. That's the thing that you sit on, and that's what people like to make look good sometimes. So today you're thinking about your glutes. Unfortunately, you're limited by tools at home, but we're gonna get through those movements which you've done before. Anyhow, let's get warm. And why do we need to get warm? I need your knees ready, your core ready, your soul ready. You've done this. I know you're all ready to go for it. I haven't shocked you too many times. 10 regular squats, right? Hips, 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 hips. Just like Monday and the previous 116 workouts, try to exaggerate the motion versus just doing your squats at 6 a.m., right? Exaggerate the motion. 10 regular squats. We've done this warm-up routine. We have our standing scissors on the first 3 rounds with our squats. We'll have our standing runners with our alternating legs, and we'll have our agility and our abs. So we've done this routine. 10 standing scissors are going to happen a couple times. 10 wide squats, right? Those feet are wider than what you did earlier. We're going to do wide squats later on in our routine, so get ready for those. Hips, hips, hips. Wide squats can turn on the glutes a little bit more versus regular squats and narrow squats. After your 10 wide squats, 10 standing scissors for the second time. Exaggerate the motion. I know it's early, but I'd rather you increase your motion than just go through the motions. That's not very fun. When you get done with those scissors, you're on your narrow squats, right? Your feet are narrower than your hips. Your feet are narrower than your regular squats. And you know this as your mobility squat. A little more joint mobility on your narrow squat. Hips, 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 glutes, 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 eyes, eyes, eyes. And that word thighs, it's a leg thing, not a back thing. You got your standing scissors, just one more time. Lengthen those posterior muscles, right? Dynamic lengthening on a standing scissor versus dynamic stretching on our Jack LaLanne's later on. After your 10 standing scissors, you got your 10 stationary reverse lunges. That front leg is always the working leg. You'll have the option of doing these here soon with our glute circuit 1. Again, you can get more glutes on stationary reverse lunges versus walking forward lunges sometimes. 10 standing stationary reverse lunges, and then you have your standing runners. Mobility on your standing runners. Elbows to knees, not knees to nose. But again, don't just go through the motions. Increase your motion, please. You'll then have your alternating, balancing, lengthening, stiff-legged deadlifts. We'll have this option again later on. Stiff-leggeds have a big asterisk next to them. They can be amazing on a hamstring day, so you'll hear them as a hamstring exercise, and they can be really good glutes. But we'll talk about a possible slight knee bend later on, right? 10 alternating stiff-legged deadlifts, 10 standing runners again. Mobility. We're getting really warm. So the joints are ready, the muscles are ready, your heart is ready, your lungs, right? You're awake. After those 10 standing runners, stationary forward lunges. You will not have the option of doing these later on today. Stationary forward lunges is a little more quads, even though you do get some glutes. Get a little more quads, pushing exercise. 10 stationary forward lunges. Remember, my goal is to be a little bit ahead of you, not way ahead of you. After those stationary forward lunges, one more set of your standing runners. Mobility of hips and spine. You can even add shoulders, right? Upper back, lower back, middle back, glutes, hammies, joints, muscles, turn on and moving. When you get done, you're gonna have your agility with our Jack LaLanne. So when you get done, 10 high knees. Remember, we're not fully warm, so be mindful. It's either running revolutions or walking reps, and then you're gonna have the Jack LaLannes. 10 high knees. Agility goes with your 10 Jack LaLannes. Dynamic stretching. Good morning, happy Wednesday, everybody. 10 Jack LaLannes, big, slow. And then you're gonna have your 10 butt kicks, right? Kick your buns. Running revolutions or walking reps. And remember, the challenge is don't just bend your knee, reach way behind you. 10 butt kicks, and then your 10 Jack LaLannes for the second time. If you're not starting to warm up, I'm gonna get really worried about you. You should physically feel a little warmer, more flushed, right? Maybe even just a touch of a sweat. Of course, it depends on the temperature you're working out in. When you get done with those Jack LaLannes, you got your jumping jacks or walking jacks. The last round of this warm-up series, 10 jumping jacks. And then you'll do your Jack LaLannes one more time. And then it is time to get our glutes on. We will have plenty of other things to do as well. Breathe and focus on your Jack LaLannes. So we did our mobility of our standing scissors, standing runners, Jack LaLannes. You got your dynamic warm up with your squats, your lunges, and your agility. Get your space ready. This first circuit, I need you to be mindful. Okay, we're gonna do stiff-legged deadlifts, both hands, both legs. So heavy, and you can call them RDLs if you need to. And we're gonna talk about a subtle knee bend here in a second. We're not doing the single leg, okay? The double leg, the both leg. So we need to either have physical load or you need to have the time. The combo, again, I'll talk about here in a second. But this first circuit, you know, I don't like to shy away from things very much. This first circuit, we need to keep it out of your back, okay, the whole day. Now, I'm not worried, you've done all the movements, but we need to be focused and keep it out of the back, okay? Stiff-legged, right? Hips, 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 hamstrings, hamstrings, hamstrings. Don't go just yet. We've done stiff-leggeds a million times. I don't mind a subtle knee bend, right? So I don't mind that little bit of a flexion at your knee if you need it, because I want to exaggerate the glutes and the hips. Your stiff-legged deadlifts are going to be 25 down by 5. We've done that before. Your combo is always 20, either stationary reverse lunge, walking forward lunge, or step-ups if you have the tool, okay? I'm only giving you that information because I want you to go at your own pace, which is not fast. All right, here we go. 25 stiff-legged deadlifts. Remember, they're not called straight-legged deadlifts. And today's challenge, because you guys always show up and get it done and work hard, and I love it, but I need you to get bigger and slower. It might require a little bit of a knee bend, a little bit of flexion at the knees, right? There's your stiff-legged deadlifts, whereas this is your deadlifts, right? I don't have you do deadlifts at home very much because of where the weight is and the squat, blah, blah, blah. 25. Exaggerate how far back your butt is going, right? How far back that thing is. Hips, hips. I know you guys have a hard time looking at my glutes all the time, but I'm sorry. Hips, hips, glutes. Squeeze your glutes. Okay? Today's theme is a ton of buns. That's kind of a good name. That's a ton of buns. This workout's gonna be called ton of buns. 25 stiff-legged deadlifts. The reps go down in combination, whether you have weight or not. Either stationary reverse lunge, slow, step-ups, or walking forward lunge if you have the space. That is going to be always 20. So the downside is you have 175 consecutive glute-focused reps. Play around with the weight so your hands don't get too tired. I didn't say all legs, even though stiff-legged deadlifts, you can put that in the leg category, but I want you to think about your hips and your glutes on your stiff-legged deadlifts. And yes, you can think about your legs and your glutes on your combo. So I hope you guys are in it and you're focused. Remember, you can always ask questions. Stiff-legged deadlifts, and yes, you can call them RDLs, Romanian deadlifts. Slow, heavy, a ton of focus on it today. That is going to be 25 down by 5. If you ever need to put the weight down, not on stiff-legged deadlifts. If you need to put the weight down, you can put the weight down on the combo. Always 20, either stationary reverse lunges, walking forward lunges, or step-ups. Okay? Remember, I want to be a little bit ahead of you. Round 2, 20 stiff-legged deadlifts. I mean, look how far back I'm trying to get. Hips. I don't want you to get unbalanced too much, but I am way back. I am using the weight that I have to balance. The hips are moving a ton. Yes, I am elongating my hamstrings, so you're going to get hamstrings too. But I want you to squeeze those glutes. Get real tall as you squeeze those glutes. And this is the focus. This is when you have, if you're like at the gym, right? We have GHD machine, right? You have high and wide leg press. You got sumo squats, elevated heavy. Again, you have different tools to get your glutes. You can lay on your back on the Smith machine and do a high angle leg press. Right? There's lots of different angles and machines and tools. After your 20 stiff-legged deadlifts, again, if you need to rest your hands, put the weight down. You've got stationary reverse lunges. You've got walking forward lunges. I know 2 steps forward, turn around, 2 steps forward isn't glamorous, but you'd be able to mix it up a little bit. And you got your step-ups. Remember, step-ups can be asterisked. Higher is always going to be harder with hamstrings and glutes. Lower is supposed to be your quads. But today I just want to kind of generalize. You can do step-ups. So take your time. I want you to go at your pace, and that is dictated by your rest need. Tempo is slow and heavy. We were going to increase the tempo on our 2nd and our 4th circuits. So slow tempo now, and we're going to have high tempo later. Round 1 was 25 stiff-legged or RDLs with your 20 on the combo. Round 2 is 20 on your stiff-legged or RDLs. Again, always 20 on your combo. Round 3 is 15. Remember, everybody has different tools, but everybody has one of the same tools, and that is time. Hips, slow, lengthen, contract, and breathe. Whether you have no weight or a ton of weight, we can all do time under tension. 2.5 to 3 second reps. And of course, this is a longer one, so you're definitely going to be hovering that 3 second rep mark. Hips move a ton. Trust me, you guys are going to be really sore on the hamstrings too. Again, I get that, but I really want the focus on the glutes. And again, you got to squeeze your glutes. You guys have all heard it at the gym. If you don't squeeze them, I will, but I currently can't. So if you don't squeeze them, then we got to figure out how to get them squeezed. Right, Tom? Wednesday morning, we can all use a little squeeze. Come on, give me something. Always 20. Either stationary reverse lunges, walking forward lunges, or step-ups. Always 20. Remember, if you're going to rest your hands, that would be the time to rest your hands. Stationary reverse lunges is a pulling exercise. If you think about those glutes more as you stand back up, you have a better chance. Just like walking forward lunges, right? You step, you load, and you pull yourself up. I can attach electrodes to your body, and based on your mindset, you could potentially get more glutes. You could potentially get more hamstrings and quads. So sometimes the mindset of squeezing those glutes, again, easier said than done. Round 3 is 15 on the stiff-legged deadlifts, always 20 on the combo. Remember, everybody has different tools, and tools can dictate the tempo sometimes. So I want you to slow the tempo down on purpose. Round 4, remember, I'm trying to be a little ahead of you. Don't be discouraged. I got to talk about the whole next circuit. Round 4 is 10 stiff-leggeds. By now, we should be feeling pretty good. Maybe you can play with the feet width a little bit. I didn't talk about it earlier because I really wanted to focus on not getting your back. But as we get into this circuit, right, you can play with your feet a little bit. I've gone a touch wider, right? You don't have to, but I've gone a touch wider on my stiff-leggeds. You could go a little narrower. However, a ton of posture, a ton of hips. And then you got to really think about your glutes as you stand up. So as those reps decrease, maybe the time increases, time under tension. Maybe the load, the physical weight increases. Maybe your mindset just increases like a little more glute. Maybe you play with your feet width a little bit. Round 4, 10 on your stiff-leggeds or RDLs, 20 on your combo. Again, you won't have this combo later on, but we do have more glute-focused exercises to do. Let's work. Always 20 on your combo. Walking forward is step, load, pull yourself up and forward. Again, we don't do that one at home very much. Stationary reverse lunges is step, load, and pull yourself back up. Step ups, again, step, load. You can asterisk the push or pull, but if you think about that pulling motion as you stand up on that step, always 20 on the combo. Hands are definitely the factor. When you get done, you have a one more round of 5 stiff-leggeds. Remember, you can play with your feet with a ton of hips, a ton of glutes, a ton of posture. Remember to breathe. It's not about going super low. It is about going slow. Hips, glutes, posture. After that 5, again, you have one more set of your 20 on your combo. One more set of 20. There's your 175 total hamstrings and glutes. And trust me, we are not done. But I really don't want you to think legs, even though I know you are doing legs. Trust me, I get it. Hamstrings, glutes, hips. 5 on the stiff-leggeds last round, 20 on your combo. I'm going to start talking about the next circuit here in a second, but we are going to increase the tempo. we are going to increase the pace. So you could say the next circuit is more fitness focused. We are going to sacrifice weight so we hit our reps, you maintain pace, you increase tempo. But it's not a green light to sprint through the circuit. I want to make sure everybody's finishing off that last thing. Tom, those are stationary forward lunges by chance? We educated you on not doing stationary forward lunges. Anybody recall that conversation earlier? It's okay, don't listen to your trainer. When you're ready, the next circuit, pace, which is low rest, right? We're gonna crank up the pace. Tempo, I don't want crazy. Your chest press or push-ups is always gonna be 6 to 8 reps, right? How low is that? It's nominal, 6 or 7 or 8. That's it. We're gonna do it 6 times though, and then your abs, your big abs, not upper body motion abs per se, sit-ups, toe touches, V-ups, jackknives, hanging abs, reverse crunches, right? Stability ball sit-ups, something big on your abs are always gonna be 20. So 6 sets of chest pushing. I'll take 6 or 7 or 8 reps. I know it's nominal, always 20 on your big abs, 5 sets of those. Remember, I'm talking fast and loud for a reason. I want to give you that energy, okay? Let's go do it. This is your pace. If you follow me, awesome. If you're a little ahead of me, awesome. Ready? Let's go. 6 or 7 or 8, whether you're doing push-ups or chest presses. You can diversify your chest pushing, but that could potentially slow you down, and that's okay. So push-ups might be ultimately the best. Always 20 big motion abs. Sit-ups, any position, right? Play with your leg angle, play with your body position. Reverse crunches. You got V-ups, toe touches. If you slow them down a little bit, I don't want scissors or runners or swimmers this circuit, that's later on, but I want you to go at your pace. Don't wait for me. I'm always going to try to be a little bit ahead of you. Tempo, your lifting is kind of quick, but methodical. I'm afraid to say quick, but again, I want to be a little bit ahead of you. Always 6 or 7 or 8 on the pushes. I know, low reps, can you believe it? Who would have thought we could go low reps on a Wednesday? But I want pace and I want tempo. I'm not too concerned with having the best chest right now. I'm all about glutes today. So a little bit of pushing, a little bit of abs, wake you back up a little bit. Again, big abs, sit-ups, reverse crunches, V-ups. You can slow down toe touches, hanging abs if you have a tool, jackknives if you have a tool. I want pace, I want tempo, I want work, I want fitness, I want huffy, I want puffy. I want you to wake back up again. We have lots more to do. Round 3, you shouldn't be there yet, but if you are, always 6 or 7 or 8. You could change the load if you have different dumbbells and barbells. You could change the angle of your push-up. If your feet are higher than your body, right, here's your decline push-up. That would be a harder position. If your hands are higher, right, if your hands are up to something that is an easier position. But today I wasn't too concerned with maximizing chest. We're just pushing on our upper body and some abs. Round 3, 6 to 8 on the push, always 20 abs, big ones. Pace, pace. When I say pace, I'm referring to high pace, which means minimal 0 rest, right? Huffy, puffy. I don't want you to lose motion, right? I want you to maintain motion. I want you to hit your reps. I want high pace, so that's generalized as fitness, right? That is fitness. Don't lose motion. You can adjust your weight. Don't lose motion. Round 4, if you're there, cool. If you're not, cool. 6 or 7 or 8. Simple. It's just enough rest for the abs to keep these abs cooking, right? You get that little bit of a push. We're increasing blood flow. By that 4th set, you might even feel the pushing getting harder. Tom, get rid of those dumbbells. Keep doing your push-ups. Yes, it's pick on Tom day again. Motion, motion, motion. I want you to maintain motion. Work, pace, get after it a little bit. Yes. Round 4 or 6 or 7 or 8 on the push, 20 on the abs. I'm trying to be a little bit ahead of you. The round 5 is the last round with the abs, and then you just have that 6th set of your push. And then you'll hear me start talking about the next circuit soon, which will sound a lot like the first circuit. Remember, you can adjust the weight so you maintain motion and you hit your reps. However, 6 or 7 or 8, a little bit of fitness. Good boy Tom, he is coachable. Who knew? I don't know. Does anybody feel bad for Tom, or are they jealous of Tom? I don't know. You guys can always turn on your screens. I would love to pick on everybody. Six or 7 or 8, round 5 is not your last push, but that is your last ab. This circuit will have more to do later on. Your last thing is 6 to 8 on the push, a 6th set. Work. Last thing on the circuit is the push. 6 or 7 or 8. I'm going to start talking about the next circuit here in a second. Let's get it down. Let's get it down. Work hard. More to do soon. When you're ready, okay? Wide squats are replacing our stiff-legged deadlifts. Now, if you're at the gym, right, you'd have a high and wide leg press, you have heavier tools. I don't want you to be discouraged. Remember, time and tension. So, wide squats can be as heavy as you can make it, but remember, a ton of hips on your wide squat. You're just not, quote unquote, bending over, right? We're not doing stiff leggeds. You're doing your wide squat. That is your 25 down by 5. Your combo, you can either do donkey kicks, or you can do fire hydrants, okay? Those are always gonna be 15 each side, okay? So 25 down by 5 wide squats, and then your fire hydrants are donkey kicks or fire hydrants are 15 each side. So if you do have ankle weights, right, go grab them if you want to. You don't need to worry about taking them on or off on the wide squats. Remember, we got time. This is a slow circuit. And then the next circuit is similar to the last circuit. So I'm not too worried, right? If you have ankle weights, put them on. If you don't, cool. Wide squat. Go as heavy as you can go, but I always want the weight down in the middle on a wide squat. Like your stiff-legged deadlifts, right? There's a ton of hips. You just don't bend over. You keep that posture. Play around your feet with. Now, sumo squats, which can happen at the gym, I actually don't go quite as wide. My hips are more mobile. Ooh, there's a mobile word, right? If I'm too wide, I can't get that mobility because it's a flexibility squat. So you don't have to be super wide if you're able to get lower on that wide sumo squat, which again, I don't have you guys do very much at home. So sumo squats don't have to be wide, okay? Wide squats are not sumo squats. In fact, wherever you have the most mobility to get low is a sumo squat. 25 down by 5 on your wide squats. Always 15 each side, either donkey kicks and or fire hydrants. You can totally mix them up. Do a couple of each. You've got 5 sets to mix them up. But remember, it's 15 each side, which is 30 total reps. Earlier you had the 20 on a different type of exercise. Donkey kicks is up and back. Fire hydrants is the out. Always 15 each side. Yes, 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 yes. Now we are slowing the tempo down this circuit. We are slowing that pace down this circuit. We'll have another circuit similar to that last circuit, okay? Take your time. Load can come from physical weight and it can come from time under tension. So I don't need super slow. If you can't go heavy, slow it down a little bit. Now remember, you don't have to watch the screen, but if you are curious about the wide squat versus the sumo squat again, wide squats, you're limited by your flexibility of your hips, okay? So there's my wide squat. If I bring my feet in a little bit, I'm able to get that mobility of the sumo squat. So it's a little change, but I've said it hundreds of times. Wide squats are not sumo squats, and sumo squats don't have to be wide. So you can play around with it. Sumo squats is depth, load, motion, right? Huge. But it does require a little bit of mobility. And if you go too wide, you have a flexibility issue. Round 2, 20 on the wide squat. Always 15 each side. Donkey kicks or fire hydrants. Posture, breathe. Remember, some of this is a mindset. We talk about it a lot. You're like, oh, am I doing it right? I'm not quite feeling it. And emotion is perfect. So squeeze your glutes, right? You gotta squeeze, look at the balance here, right? Squeeze your glutes. It's a mindset. Breathe. Time under tension. There is no rush. Everybody has a little Instagram or Snapchat or all those little thingamajiggers and like, man, they have really good glutes. Oh my gosh, all they do is glutes. Well, we don't do that all the time, right? But sometimes you just gotta think about it. A little slow, a little time, a little breathing. Round 2 is the 20 on the wide squat. Always 15 each side. Again, if you're wearing ankle weights, cool. I'm not saying it's better for you. You just have the increased chance because you've added load. Time under tension, physical weight, mindset, squeeze your glutes. Round 2, 20 on the squat, 15 each side, which is 30 total reps. This is gonna take a little while. Round 3, please mix up your feet as you wish. Wide squats, have a little more flexibility. Your vastus lateralis, your outer quad, your semitendinosus, your outer hamstring, your glute minimus and medius, your upper outer glutes, which you can put in the posterior hip category, right? You're gonna get more of those the wider your hips. But, B-U-T-T, if you're able to get slower, lower, heavier on a sumo squat, you could get more glute maximus. However, there's a muscle and a joint right above your glutes, which is called your back, right? So we gotta be mindful on that today. Whenever you get your glutes, you're either gonna get your hamstrings or your back. Round 3, 15 wide squats or sumos, always 15 each side. Good motion, good focus, breathe and work. Donkey kicks, up and back. Fire hydrants, leg goes out or your knee goes out. I don't like to say up because then I see that foot drop or the foot gets really high. Time under tension. Physical load, motion, mindset today. Let's get after it. Your pace, which is slow, tempo, slow, mindset, high. Round 4, remember, it is okay if you're not there. In fact, might even be okay. I just want to be a little bit ahead of you. Round 4 is 10 wide or sumo squats. Hips, posture, right? It's the same starting motion from your stiff leggings, right? A ton of hips, but it's a lot more knee flexion. Right, you keep that posture, you're not bending over, you are squatting down. If you're holding weight, I want the weight down in the middle. 10, and then you have your 15 each side. Got a little worky going on today. Love this. You guys are there. I can feel it. Round 5. Again, I want to be a little ahead of you. Round 5 is your last wide squat. Your sumo squat. You have the one more posterior hip glute. Then you're going to be on the ground for a glute ab circuit, ab core. Again, with some pace, you'll see. And then if we have any time at the end, we're going to do some back rows and some agility or plyometrics or mobility. And again, that'll be an extra credit circuit. I think we might be out of time on that one. TBD, that was just the curiosity if we got a little ahead of ourselves. 5 on those wide squats or sumos. Hopefully you guys are feeling the education between the two. The wide squat versus the sumo squat. Again, after that 5, you have the one more set of your 15 each side. Donkey kicks or fire hydrants. Has 150 of these. You got your 100 earlier of your other stuff. You got your 150 stiff leggings and wide squats. We have that 180 movement warm up. We did some chest and some abs. And we have a little bit more glutes and some abs core. Remember that chest, I really shouldn't generalize. I know we did push-ups, we did chest. But it wasn't like we're hitting all the muscle groups today. Monday was a really good upper body day. I had other things. Oh, sorry, Monday was the We did the slides and we did the fly presses. Again, make sure you get the last round of your 5 wide squat and or sumo squat, the 15 each side donkey kick or fire hydrant, and then you have, oh, I can see the clock. We do have the one more circuit. This will be it. Your last circuit will kind of sound like the first pace circuit. Your glute hip bridges, remember glutes and core do work on hip bridges, they're always going to be 15. Okay, that's cool, they're always 15. And then your alternating abs, scissors, runners, swimmers, windshield wipers, Russian twists, those are going to be the always 20. You've got your 6 sets of glutes, always 15. And then your 5 sets of 20 abs. Now I did say 6 sets of glutes. It can be tedious, so guess what? You can play with your feet width, regular, wide, narrow. You can play with your feet height, put your feet on something. You can play with your hip width with weight, and guess what? You have a right leg, you can do a single leg hip bridge, but if you do one set of the right, you gotta do one set of the left. So you do have a lot of variety on your hip bridge. Always 15 on your hip bridge, and then always 20 on your alternating ab core. Scissors, runners, swimmers, windshield wipers, Russian twists, horizontal scissors, right? Penguins, we did all these on Monday. Your feet can be regular, shoulder width apart. They can be wide, they can be narrow. Your feet can be elevated. Your hips can be weighted. You can do a single leg hip bridge. I am sorry, but this is kind of up to you on your hip bridges. I want a little bit of pace. So if it was up to me, right, I would accidentally slow you down. Pace. We're going to increase tempo. You're going to decrease rest. And I want you to get this last circuit done with a little bit of zest. 15 hip bridge times 6. Mix up your feet and your weight. Always 20 scissors or runners or swimmers or windshield wipers or Russian twists or rotational planks or penguins or horizontal scissors. I know I'm giving you a lot of choices. Please ask if you would like to see some of them, but I will talk about them as we go. Scissors, you've done a million times. Runners, you've done a million times. Windshield wipers, bigger, slower, longer, wider, that's fine. Horizontal scissors, you're in that V up tight position and your legs go out on the horizontal scissors. Penguins, you're in an isometric crunch and you're reaching to your heels. Again, I'll show you that one next round. On the hip bridge, if you do a set of the right, make sure you do a set on the left. So there's ways to mixing up your hip bridge. Hips can be weighted, feet can be higher. You could change the feet width. You got the single leg. Always 15 on your hip glute bridge. Always 20 on your ab core. Scissors, runners, swimmers, you've done a million times. Russian twist, you're on your bum. Your body is rotating. Horizontal scissors, you're on your bum, right? Your legs are going out. Rotational planks, right? We've done these things, abs core. Penguins, you got your crunch, and you got your reach, your reach, your reach, and your reach, and you're breathing on your penguins. This is your circuit. I want some pace. I want some tempo. I want some intensity. I want you to finish this workout more weight than you started the workout. I want your glutes ready to be maybe a little sore tomorrow. Maybe I'd cross my fingers. Hips are moving. Glutes are turning on. Play with the feet width. Play with the height of your feet, the weight of your hips. If you're doing scissors, right, you have bigger sit-up scissors. You have littler non-sit-up scissors, but they're both bigger motions, right? They look similar. One has a sit-up and one does not have a sit-up. And runners don't do bicycles, right? I don't like bicycles. That's just quicker. It's this revolution thing. I want you to think about the contraction of that runner, the mobility of the runner. It's not the hardest one, but it's good for you. Windshield wipers, right? That lateral reverse crunch we've done a lot. Mobility of spine and hips. Flexibility of your muscles around your spine and hips. Rotational planks, right? I know everybody chose rotational planks once. You're in your plank position and you're rotating out a plank. 6 sets of your glute hip bridge, 5 sets of your 20 on your alternating abs core, pace high, tempo high, focus high. When you're done, remember, if you have time and energy, a little cardio is not going to kill you. I know it's probably going to be in the body over the next couple weeks. A little ham, a little casserole, apple pie, some eggnog, some wine. If you don't have energy but have time, stretch for a second. And if you gotta go, cool off, pat yourself on the back, hydrate, get some water in your body, nutrition, get some protein in your body. Whatever you put in your body within 20 minutes of working out, you've heard me say this a million times, your body will absorb the most, okay? So if you put sugar in your body, it's just gonna take all the sugar. If you put caffeine in your body, it's gonna take all the caffeine. If you put caffeine and protein in your body's gonna take what's easiest, so it's gonna take the caffeine. Okay, so put the best thing in your body right now, and your body will absorb the most of it. Okay? Work hard, play hard. Happy Wednesday. See you on Friday morning. Make sure you say goodbye before you leave.